early start to proceedings. Pushing through very quickly, seeing Charlton starts early this afternoon, or this morning. They start in the AM. 7 of the best. As Major Banks comes up on the pole, 21.90 ahead of them. We're just about set. Dispatch Point comes up, the green lights, and they're away. Good Time Heaven began well from out wide, also going with it M.H.R.C early doors, but Good Time Heaven has enough gate speed to cruise across the face of the field and take up the front runner's role. M.H.R.C takes the cover second spot. As they roll out of the straight for the first time, pace is strong. There's a few gaps in the middle of the field. Moving through to be a clear third is Major Banks, settling back second last Idle Times, and Jillaby Roy taken off the gate goes back to the tail. They race in single file, heading towards the back straight for the first time. In the first of 7 trials this morning, and the leader is Good Time Heaven. Courtney Slater in the Spider leads out by a length margin. Parked on its back second is M.H.R.C as they race past the mile marker. 3 back inside is Major Banks. It's midfield. In advance of Idle Times, who's second last, and back at the rear just biding time and doing it very, very comfortably is Jillaby Roy as they stroll towards the top turn. Little over 1400 metres to go. Lead time solid 44.1, and the leader is Good Time Heaven. On tight lines, leads out and is looking for an all-the-way victory. Has a margin of a length. In second spot is M.H.R.C. There is no change in play. 3 back markers third is Major Banks as they roll off the top turn with 1200 metres to go. Back on the inside is Idle Times, and Jillaby Roy sees them all as they stroll down the front straight. First quarter 32, so a good solid split for the leader. Good Time Heaven out in front with 1000 metres to go. Leads by a length margin. Second spot held by M.H.R.C. They roll out of the straight for the final time. Third is Major Banks, Idle Times, and Jillaby Roy. They're still second last and last respectively as they head towards the 800 metre marker. Leader to one to catch. It is Good Time Heaven. Has been in full control since the word go. Takes them into the back straight the final time. 29.5 the second quarter, so she has quickened up. Moving off the marker line, Major Banks. Idle Time slides up along the inside, and with 600 metres to go, Jillaby Roy, he has a fair bit of work to do. He's a long way off him at the tail, but it's Good Time Heaven just floating along out in front. Inside the 500, leads by 6 or 7 metres. M.H.R.C put under a little bit of pressure in second spot. Major Banks on the outside trying to close in. Idle Times and Jillaby Roy is still last, but the leader says ta-ta to its rivals. Good Time Heaven, 28.6 down the back she went. She's a very smart filly, and she's going to straighten up with a big lead. Trying hard, Idle Times up to a clear second. Major Banks whacking away. M.H.R.C, Jillaby Roy late, but an easy one. Good Time Heaven strolls in the end by 15 metres. Second will go to Idle Times from Major Banks, and charging home late Jillaby Roy. Last in M.H.R.C, and they've run home in a leisurely 27.7.